Just doing a quick swing trade review on gold that we took about 10 days ago or so. So placed the trade on Friday the 3rd. So really the trade is quite a simple one, to be honest. So it wasn't really one of our normal strategies. So it wasn't necessarily a daily candle confirmation. It wasn't necessarily the 4 hour point of interest sweep and then look for the 15-minute shift. This one was much more straightforward, really, and it was a little bit related to a long trade that I took a handful of weeks ago, where I did a trade review for it at the time. And a little update: I took a long trade around about here, that early December, and took it up to the top. After this big retracement happened, I was always looking for another long to get in and come up and come retest these highs. As you can see, my take profit is actually a little bit below these highs, purely for a factor that I didn't really want to get a tease. Every so often, price will come up, flirt with the area, and then not quite take it and leave it intact for another handful of days or weeks. So I wanted to make sure that I got out of this ahead of the end of this week. Hence my slight early stop take profit. And to be honest, the difference of it on my trading account was about $17, so I wasn't really too bothered about missing out on that. So to be honest, to review it, the trade is very, very, very straightforward. Really, all I was waiting for after this big bearish retracement, I only ever thought this was a retracement. I did have this large liquidity pool down at the bottom here on a weekly level. So this I did have marked out in case when this movement was happening, in case the price looked to come take down this level and then look to make a retracement, which I would have quite liked. You probably could have got a little bit of a better risk reward play on it, but yeah, it's left that intact for now. I'd imagine it will come out and down and take it at some point, but that's not going to be for a little while. But anyway, I've been bullish on gold for ages. If I jump to monthly chart, it will become pretty clear why. Gold's been on a bullish tear since October 23. So yeah, I was only really going to be looking for a swing long on gold, which obviously, as you can see, we got a decent entry on. And the reason why I placed my entry here, so essentially all I was waiting for was a proper confirmation that gold was bullish again on the daily perspective. So once we had, I believe this, okay, so that's 1st of Jan, so we had a bank holiday here, which is why there's no price movement. But then on the 2nd of Jan, you can see we had a big bullish expansive move. We closed above the swing high that was put in place on Boxing Day, and we left a fair value gap. A fair value gap in price essentially from New Year's Eve to the 3rd of Jan. So once that had been put in place, once we closed above the high and left the fair value gap in place, the daily bullish market structure was confirmed to me. We could really have got a better entry, but I wasn't necessarily looking for perfection on this. I was just looking for the entry to get in and ride up and take the high, which landed me about 1.3 risk reward, minus commissions and things like that. But yeah, as I say, we could have got a bit of a better entry into it if I'd have waited for the 4-hour pullback, which you can see it clearly gave. Took the level there. Could have then waited and implemented our the normal strategy whereby you wait for 15-minute market structure shift and then look to get in. As I say, I could have exploited that, but also I very easily could have missed that. And as I say, I'd rather get in the play and ride it up rather than miss the entry. Say, for example, if it didn't pull back and I had to get in around there, then obviously the risk reward becomes a bit pointless. So yeah, I was happy enough with my entry. Left the stop loss really wide, as you can see. Left myself enough room under the swing low there. As you can clearly see, price came nowhere near testing it, so it wasn't really needed. But I'd rather play safe than sorry, and I'd rather it for my psychology, and it makes it a little bit easier to hold, to be honest. But yeah, it's as simple as that, really. All it was just waiting for a break in market structure and then to look to ride it up. Ultimately, I think it's going to come up and tag these highs. But yeah, I was keen to get out ahead of the weekend. and banking my profits alongside a few other trades that we'd had recently that had also come in. So yeah, simple as that really. Take care. Have a good one.